So we have two ladies that disagree, correct? We have two ladies that disagree. I think you disagree and you disagree. So question for you two. Do you think men and women are equal? We'll start with you.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think men and women are equal?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you do too? Oh shit. Okay, I was asking her, but okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, actually, you know what? Let's go. Since it seems there's different opinions on this. Raise of hands if you guys think men and women are equal. Raise of hands if you think they are.
Equal
Yeah, they are equal. Yes, they are equal. Raise of hands. 1, 2, 3. You don't think men and women are equal?
In society.
Miss Independent?
I'm saying in society.
Okay. You're saying why? Because what?
I'm saying in society, things obviously don't look as everyone is equal.
Okay. Let me go ahead and make this okay, let me simplify this. Obviously human beings are equal, right? Where I'm not talking about like human dignity and anything else like that. I'm talking about within,
relationship,
from a more relationship / biological / intersexual dynamic perspective. Are men and women equal? Yeah. Okay. You still think yes? Okay. What about you?
I would say no then.
You would say no?
Yeah, because I don't think, like you said, like biologically, I don't think we're equal. I don't think
that's
in a
fine.
relationship. Yeah.
Change my answer because of what she said.
Yeah.
What about you?
Biologically, like body and.
Yeah, it could be.
Like
It's a multitude
everything?
of different things. I just gave one example, but it's a bunch of different things. Do you think they're equal still?
Then I would say no.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. You think they are? Why do you think they're equal?
Well, I'm only saying that because it's not from a spiritual perspective, because I'm spiritual. But in terms of, I don't know, societal standards, yes, because both sexes play parts that both benefit from each other equally to me personally.
Okay. But wouldn't it be fair to say that like men and women think differently?
Yes.
And we view the world differently?
That's true. Yeah.
And we're physically different too?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that make us like different, which would mean inherently that we're unequal?
Well, I guess so, but there's subcategories to this, so.
All right, well, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Raise of hands for the ladies. How many of you want to be in a relationship where the man is the leader?
No.
Raise of hands, raise of hands. I want to see. Is that pretty much everybody?
She's like, I don't know.
She don't know.
Okay. All right.
Because everything's dependent.
So everybody except for her.
Both of us, like, yeah. Like,
Okay. How many of you want to be in a relationship with a man that's stronger than you physically?
yeah. That
Okay.
part.
All right. How many of you want to be in a relationship with a man that's taller than you? Is that taller than you? Preferably, if you had a choice. Yes or no? Okay. How many of you want to be in a relationship with a guy that's smarter than you and could teach you something?
Okay. A mentor.
Mostly. Okay. How many of you want to be with a guy that's like confident?
I don't know.
For reals, yes.
Yeah, no, girl. Yeah, right. That's why I went like that.
help you out.
Like confident and cocky is different.
Confident, not cocky. Confident.
Confidence is good.
Yeah, confident. Okay, so that's everybody. How many of you want to be with a guy that's ambitious? Okay. That's everybody? Okay. And then how many of you want to be in a relationship with a guy that makes more money than you?
I don't.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So you guys do realize that you all just selected a guy that's better than you and everything, right?
Yes.
That's the
100%.
point.
So, so explain to me how you want to be equal to a man that's superior to you.
You triggered my trap card!
Some of it, or half of it, but not all, because we are able to share each other's knowledge and stuff like that. There's some stuff that he doesn't know that I'm going to know, and vice
And
versa.
because
certain things.
preferably, why would you want? These are all preferences. Like.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that I don't know if you know, like, I'm just being funny here, but like you do like a majority of women want everything I just mentioned their guy to have. So
You're right.
I find it funny that girls say, I want an equal partner, I want a guy that's equal to me, but the reality is that you want a guy that's actually better than you. So if you get a guy that's better than you, would it make sense for him to treat you as an equal?
So if it's materialistic things, I am rich in love, happiness, spirituality, and everything, and I don't need a man for that. Like,
How do you quantify that? Okay,
because
Was Diddy
because
and Cassie equal?
comparing me, you're comparing me. I'm rich in love. I'm rich in happiness. I'm rich. But if you're just rich in money,
Wait, stop the show.
Like I don't.
The
like,
bills are paid with what?
Huh?
Money.
Money, yeah. I know.
So your love don't mean shit, nigga.
Wait, what?
How's that gonna pay the bills?
Yeah, love
It's
don't
not
pay
equal.
bills. Who said that?
That's what she's saying. Like, she's not gonna be with a guy because he has, like, let's say you have ugly personality traits, but he's ugly. I mean, he has ugly personality traits.
But you guys just agreed that if he's better than you in all regards, you want him, right?
Yes.
So ultimately, you're not equal. Like,
I think they have like, okay, I feel like you guys don't want to say you want a man better than you because it gives the gold digger, but you're not gonna say, if I go to work every single day and I come home and my man is laying on the couch every day or playing a game, you're not gonna be happy about that. Point blank. Period. It's that-
I work every time. I work all the time, so
It's not, and I'm not like that in general.
No, I'm just saying.
Just for argument's sake, what
Yeah.
about recognizing that you want a man that's all of those things, but
Yeah.
also recognizing that you want to be equal in the sense that you want to strive to make just as much money and be just as strong and be, is that?
why would you want to
I don't.
that
actually
bad?
compete with your man?
That's crazy.
But I don't know that I view it as competition. I view it as like you're on the same team.
If you made the same amount of money as your man,
yeah,
you know what's gonna happen there?
you will have more
His
money
his
as a whole.
value.
You will want to make choices for your man as well, and you want to outdo your man. To be honest with you, if he's making more than you, right? It's more like, okay, he's leading the whole situation. You're gonna follow his lead. If you made the same amount of money as him, it's gonna be tougher.
But as a leader,
Yeah.
wouldn't you want
agree.
your partner? But no, I feel you though.
Yeah, yeah.
But as a leader, wouldn't you want, in any situation,
Yeah.
wouldn't you, in any sort of team or partnership, wouldn't you want the other member of your team to be just as good? Like, why, as a leader, would you then want your teammate to be?
Well, no, I agree. If I'm gonna
You
be
know?
the leader, I want you to excel.
Well, hold on, stop. We're not teammates. I'm the coach. You're the player, and that's where this is where there's the issues here. See, so let me give you my take on this situation with this speech. I think that speech was fantastic, and I think more women need to hear it. And I wish he had done it at a more liberal school, like a fucking NYU or one of these schools where we got all these liberal women that use spirituality and love and all this other weird stuff. No offense, ladies, because the problem is that women simply don't live in reality. Let me explain what I mean by this. In life, there's hierarchies. There's a president, there's a head coach, there's a captain. Then there's people that are workers, people that are lower level, etc. When you get in a relationship with a certain type of caliber of man, that's a leader, that's dominant, that goes into the boardroom and makes a bunch of money and is successful, etc. And he's worked his way to be there, right? And you as a woman didn't really have to work your way to be there. Let's be honest here. Women are given their value. You're pretty, you're young, you're able to go ahead and attract a very attractive man. That man had to work to get to that point to be attractive in the first place. What the fuck do I look like as a man that built myself up listening to someone that quite frankly isn't on my level? It doesn't make sense. I got here because of me, not because of you, not because we're a team or any of this bullshit. Matter of fact, if we were teammates, you wouldn't find me attractive. You guys just displayed it with your own answers that I asked you for. It was all a setup. And the reality is that women are not attracted to their equals. They're attracted to men that are better than them in every single regard. Now, the reason why I think this was a fantastic speech to give, especially to college, is because when women go to college, what do? They get indoctrinated to think men and women are equal. They think I'm going to be independent like this young lady here. I can be a teammate, all this other stuff. Feminism. And it lies to you guys because the reality is the more money you make, the more educated you become, the more successful you become, the less attractive you become to a majority of men that are what you are looking for, because you essentially become, well, you know what? Let's have fun with this. Let's go into a dream world, right? Instead of me just yapping and shit, let me get you guys to interact with me here. Let's say I went to a beauty school and I just worked on my walk. I worked on my hair. I worked on making sure my manicure was always on point. My nails are always on fleek. I'm dressed well. I'm wearing Louis Vuitton every fucking day. I'm looking good. Spent 4 years doing that shit. Okay? And, me and you get in a relationship and I'm the more attractive one. I'm the one that gets the attention. People are looking at me. People are fucking, DMing me on Instagram all the time. People are messaging me. I'm the fucking, I'm the shit. I'm walking on runways and shit like that. I'm taking 2 hours to get ready. You're only taking 45 minutes to get ready. How would that make you feel as a woman?
No, I mean, obviously, yes, it would make me.
Would it be
feel-
annoying?
It would be annoying, but
Okay.
you framed the question in the to make us think about the equality factor.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying, as a
understand
leader,
that.
I would want not to necessarily say men and women or whatever, but there is a sense of
But
partnership.
would that be annoying though? Like
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
you're okay. What about you? How would that make you feel that I spent all this time to get ready and put all this effort into it? Would that? But I didn't put as much effort into making money, or I didn't put as much effort into like being a provider or being a leader. How'd that make you feel?
It'd be frustrating.
What about you?
Triggering.
Same. Same.
Would you give that guy a chance? Would you date him? No.
Maricon.
Nope.
Okay. What about you?
I'll be disgusted.
You'd be disgusted.
Yes.
Damn. Okay.
That nigga gay.
You're insecure. You're insecure because he look better than you.
No.
You're insecure. Yeah. All right. What about you?
How dare you?
No, that's a good answer. I like that.
I would not like it.
You wouldn't like it? Why not?
I wouldn't be interested into that. Like I'm not. Like pretty boy is
Yeah.
not my interest. I'm not attracted to that.
Gotcha. What about you?
Pretty boy swag.
You would say no?
No.
What, you insecure, man? He's independent. He's handsome. Come on.
handsome, man.
Not 2 hours getting ready.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
Licking
take
your
2
lips.
He
hours.
got
Yeah.
drip though. He got drip though.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
He got swag.
That's fine, and I'm fine for my man to be confident. That's not gonna make me insecure.
He
but
got
like,
pretty boy swag. What's
No,
wrong with you, man?
Insecure, man.
Absorb it.
All right. What about you?
I'm good on that.
No, he's got a lot of love to give, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
He's rich in love.
Yeah, he's rich
and
in
looks.
love.
If your lady walked
You
around
gotta
in
work, though.
boxers and
You
white
gotta work,
tee,
but-
if I have a connection with a
He's
man,
rich in
of
love.
course, that's a difference.
No, he gonna be on the couch, so he gotta get his beauty sleep. But you gonna be cool with that? Rich in love.
He's rich in looks and love.
Well, see?
How dare you?
No, no, I'm rich in love.
I already know your answer. You're a fiance, so you already know what time it is. See how when I switch it around, you guys are like, what the fuck? Like, no. You'd be like, hell nah, I'm not down with that. You're questionable. You're like, no, I'm good.
Annoying.
So think about that, ladies. So why is it that you would never accept me if I spent 4 years going to beauty school, being the most handsome guy ever and looking fucking good, right? You would never accept me, but you expect us to accept you guys for making a bunch of money and being successful. See how it doesn't make sense for us? It's the same thing. I'm a useless fucking pretty boy, just like you're a useless girl with a degree making money. It doesn't benefit me, just like me being beautiful doesn't benefit you. That's why we don't give a fuck about your money. We don't give a
That's
fuck
why
about your
not
degree.
everyone goes to
We don't care about any of that stuff. And it's interesting, when I ask you guys, what's your thoughts? You guys, you don't even think. No, I'm good.
nah.
No. I don't want a guy like this. But if I say, I don't want no educated girl, I don't give a fuck about that. Whoa! You're insecure, right? Like she said, right? That's why I said that to you, to get you the feeling. But women don't get this, that like, bro, we really don't give a fuck about your money and your degrees at all. It doesn't benefit us. Does that make sense, ladies?
yes.
Yes, but I think
Sure.
coming
Yes.
from like a super successful like as a super successful man,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
which most men in this generation and stuff are not bringing that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And that's a fair
That's-
critique, but would it be fair to say that, like, and obviously, yes, a bunch of guys are fucking bums, etc., but that's your job as a girl to detect that. Because I've seen it where girls meet guys that are successful and do have their money on point and are, you know, masculine, whatever, but then the girl tries to compete with him. Or she doesn't listen to him. He can't get her to do shit. You can't tell me nothing, I'm independent.
Yep.
And what ends up happening, and this is sad for the girls, right? The guy in his head is just like, man, I'm never gonna fucking take this girl serious. I'm just gonna keep having sex with her. And he just puts her on the sex rotation, and then she asks the dumbass question, where are we? And she never gets a relationship. She never gets a ring. She never gets taken seriously. She never meets the family. She never meets the parents. And then she wonders, why can't I fucking get this guy? Like, I got a house, I make this money, I'm successful. No, it's because you're fucking annoying. You're like a dude. Just like if I spent 3 hours to get ready, you start getting annoyed with me. Like, fuck, maybe at first it's fun, right? Maybe it's first that I meet a girl that makes money, it's fun. But at some point, you're going to get tired of it. Just like if I was just a pretty boy all day, spending time picking out shoes, you'd be like, this dude's a faggot. What the fuck? This is annoying. Same situation, ladies. You guys don't want fags. We don't want annoying bimbos. Does that make sense? Kind of?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I know it, like, this might be the first time you've heard this or whatever, but what this guy's speech basically embodies is that men are looking for a girl to kind of be an aid. We don't really care about you making money or being successful, your title, your careers. And I know some of you guys are going to college and shit, which is cool. I mean, I'm not going to take that away from you, but understand that, like, men don't care about that shit.
I think going to school is good. Getting your degree is good, but like that shouldn't be a selling point. Like, oh yeah, I'm independent. I have a degree. Look at me. It's more like, all right, I'm gonna be a wife to you. What do you need as a man?
So I wouldn't even like, if I was a girl and I went on a date, like I wouldn't even talk about my schooling unless he like really was interested and asked. But like I would like stay away from that and talk about other shit because,
Who cares?
bruh, it's not that it's who cares. It's that And here's the thing, like, even if a girl doesn't tell me what she does for work or education, just from her behavior, I could tell. If she's like super like masculine and aggressive and shit like that, I'm like, man, this chick works in like law enforcement or some shit, or she's a business lady or some shit. And like, because people that are successful that make money, like they have certain mindsets. They don't want to be told no. They have an A-type personality. That's very unattractive to us ladies. Very unattractive. So.
Which is sad.
Yeah, which
just
is
sad to
sad.
me
It's
because
sad.
we live in a society that's not necessarily groomed in that sort of, you know.
Do you think it's sad though?
I think it's sad. I do think that we should resort back to more traditional values, absolutely,
Well,
and I value those things.
Yeah.
Now you
But
do.
it's not. No, but I'm saying like it's not. That's not the world we live in now. So it's like I almost feel like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's like. Okay, yes, I would prefer to have a high value man that I don't have to have an education, that could be a leader, that could be a provider, that could be a man of God, and all of those things, and I could just be fruitful and.
It's too late for you.
No.
I mean, come on.
I agree with you.
Well, here's the thing. So
what
I'll
do you
tell you
do?
this.
Do you
So
sit there and wait around for
so-
that to happen, or do you do for yourself?
I'll tell you why. Here's the problem. The
And then it
reason,
sucks.
The reason why these guys are out there,
Yeah, they are.
but the problem is that
But you don't want them.
You don't want them because they're not 6 feet tall. They're not handsome. They don't got drip.
Yeah.
They don't speak, a certain way. They don't got no riz.
They don't beat you
like
up.
these guys. These guys that are like that do that like have these tendencies. They're boring a lot of times. Women find them boring.
Yep.
Oh, you go to church every Sunday. Oh my God, you're like a square. Because women love excitement in men. Every single one of you's probably dated a bad boy that you knew was fucking bad for you, but you went out with him anyway. Because women love excitement like that in men. So, but unfortunately, that excitement comes at a cost a lot of times. You were trying to say something? I saw you had your hand like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I was really gonna say college is really like a recruiting grounds, honestly. Like
If you're smart, that's how you do it. That's what the
Yeah.
white girls do, to be honest with you.
Yep.
not just the white girls, boo.
The black women don't do it. Statistically speaking, being honest with you, the black women don't do it.
But that's
The white women
how
are
I
the ones
think,
that come
though.
out of college married at a way higher rates than
They
black
do.
women.
But I don't know why they don't think like that. But
But not to pick on you or
makes
anything.
sense.
You're a bit older than the rest of the
Yeah,
panel
no,
here.
that's fair.
I'm sure you met guys in the past that were actually good guys that would have taken care of you, probably been that guy, no?
Sure.
Think about this.
What? Think about this, yes. What made you want to move on, or do you have any, I want to say, regrets at all?
She's young, still.
Who said that?
Me. I think she's still young.
35.
Yeah.
I mean, I can recognize that it's. You saying this, Cap? I can recognize
35 is
that. I can
young.
recognize
35 is
that.
not young,
You know
bro.
that's a little bit older, and that's okay.
60 is
Like,
older.
I'm
10
okay
years
with
too
that.
late, bro.
But to speak
60?
to Myron, to speak to your point, I think that's fair. Everything that you said about about that woman, the guy would be boring, or he goes to church, or all these things, and I agree that yes,
Yeah.
maybe I've passed on them too, but
You
the-
definitely have.
absolutely,
Yeah, facts.
absolutely. But the problem is that those same men have also passed on me because I have a degree, because I'm a businesswoman, because I can carry myself and be threatening or
To his point.
perceived in competition, and it's just
Annoying.
Well,
So
okay,
the
so
society.
let me.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very
not to
painful.
debate you, but
no,
you know what I mean.
Totally cool. I don't have a problem with having debates or discourse. This is where I'm gonna give kind of a uncomfortable truth to all the ladies here. So if you're able to get a man to date you, right? Which I'm sure all of you can. None of you guys are like ugly like that, right? If you can get a guy to date you, you do realize that it's your job to keep him dating you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, though. Girls go on dates thinking, impress me.
Nigga.
Nigga.
Right?
That's how society, we're all warped
but that's
into
what I'm trying to
this.
say. That's the problem, is that women
I'm
go
the
on
prize.
dates. Women go on dates, and women meet men with the frame of impress me, make me feel like I need to come on a second date.
I'm the
you
prize.
need to win me over. I'm the prize. A lot of women actually tweeted about this earlier today, and it got like it's almost at 1 million fucking impressions. I mentioned that women have a syndrome called main character syndrome. And what I mean by this, yeah, I'm literally coining that shit.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
there you go. Fresh and fit, fucking exclusive right here. A lot of women have main character syndrome. And what I mean by this is they think the world revolves around me. The way I view the world is the way the world operates. The way I look at myself is how the world views me. And I don't care about anyone else. And I've noticed this. We've interviewed almost 3,000 girls. And whenever I ask, hey, what's your opinion on this? I mean, you did this earlier, by the way. A lot of girls do this, no offense. I'll ask them a question. What do you think in general? They're immediately take the question, internalize it, base it on themselves, and then regurgitate an answer. versus giving me an answer on how the rest of the world works. I'll give you an example, right? If you told me something like, world hunger is a real problem, and I responded to you, I don't think it's a problem. Me, all my niggas eat.
I don't sound it.
Wouldn't I sound like a fucking retard?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what girls do all the time. Obviously not with that example. But when I interview women and I ask them questions, they always internalize it themselves. And if it doesn't apply to them, they discount it. It doesn't matter. And I think this is a very dangerous mindset to have. And this is why so many girls fail and are chronically single, right? They kind of go into the world with, I'm a main character situation. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the girls here that are in relationships are all pretty young with high school sweethearts, etc. I've realized that like when girls are young and they don't get this mindset early on, this main character syndrome, they're able to maintain relationships better, right? This is why men and you have something you want to say?
Yeah,
Go ahead, sure.
I was about to say, but also that goes back into he gives me my main character syndrome. I don't have to do it for myself. He gives me the attention that I need, so I don't have to give myself and force that on
anywhere else.
Yeah, he's a real one.
What do you consider young?
What do I consider young?
Tell me, yeah.
I mean, I think a woman is in her prime years between 18 to 24, 25.
I would agree.
I think if a girl doesn't capitalize in that time, her chances of finding like a higher status guy or a man of her dreams,
slim down.
It's pretty much zero.
Yep.
You're gonna have to settle on a more average man. No, take you seriously and be a good guy or whatever, but he might not be in good shape. He might not be the most rich. He might not be the most attractive. He might not be the most charismatic or charming or well dressed. He might come with a kid or two from a prior relationship, but he'll probably treat you well. But the problem is that main character syndrome thing that I talked about. Girls look at Instagram, they look at TV shows, etc. They're like, damn, this girl has this life. I can get it too, and I deserve it.
Yep.
Because if you look at, and it's interesting, if you look at commercials designed for women versus like advertisers for men, to the women, they say you deserve it. You can have it all. You deserve this life, etc. With men, it's like you got to earn it, right? With women, it's more like you deserve it, and then men, it's like you got to fucking earn it. So what I've noticed is that plays into this main character syndrome that so many modern women experience. And then I think social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, reality television shows, it's exacerbated the problem, made it worse. Because girls compare their life to the chick on Instagram. And they don't know that that girl that's on Instagram with that fucking good-looking guy and the $1 million, he's fucking 5 bitches a week. And she's at the house alone all the time.
Yep.
And he has multiple girlfriends.
They're not
right?
even together.
Or they might not even be together. They don't even know this shit, but they see the lifestyle and they don't know what comes with it. So, I think women just really need to understand the realities of the decisions that you make and going in on a date. Just bring this all full circle. When you go on a date, instead of thinking I'm the main character and impress me, nigga, it's more of, okay, I met this guy, I like this guy, let me make sure I'm the best pick for him and these other girls get blown out the water. And I think if more women approach dating from that perspective of how can I be an asset to this man, he ain't going nowhere, bro, because most girls are fucking useless, to be honest with y'all. Give you guys some game. Most girls are absolutely useless, especially the hot ones, useless. If you come in and you're mildly attractive and you're useful, bro, you're going to beat these other girls out the water. Anybody has anything?
So 18 to 24 is
No,
young.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the main character syndrome thing is true. And I think that it's a problem because like people like me spend my 20s, my youth, my prime trying to get that degree and become all these things that truly once you get to that point, you get to 30, you get to 35, you really start to see the value in tradition and gender roles and that's not to say like ladies like we're not equal and and all these things and we don't need an education or anything like that, but you'd really start to see that it becomes there's a switch where it becomes such a disadvantage and all of a sudden everyone's like, but you're a great catch, you're smart, you're this, you're that, you're everything, you're da-da-da-da-da, you'd be a good mother, you'd be good. And they don't,
they lie to you.
they're like, I want that 20-year-old.
Lose some weight.
Yeah, well, that too, but they're like, I want that 20-year-old.
Well, these are girls that probably told this. These are women that told you this? And men too?
In general, I think in society's views,
okay,
like we say like, you know, I spent like for someone like me, like I spent my 20s like trying to do these things that society kind of teaches us.
Go to school, date around, have fun.
Are valuable, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get to this point and you're like, no, I should have taken my high school sweetheart more serious or been more
Let me ask you a
focused
question
on,
real quick.
you know,
Knowing what you know now, if you took that knowledge and I told you, you know what, we're gonna fucking push the clock back
Start
15
over.
years. Knowing what you knew now, would you give up the degree? Would you take this knowledge that you have and would you go back and find your dream man?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and I really appreciate you being honest about that.
I'm being honest.
Because when I've asked girls this, most of the time they do say they would turn the clock back.
Hold on.
They would?
What are you willing to give?
They would.
Real quick though. Right now, right? You're single.
Yeah.
Poly by choice, right?
Yes.
Wink, wink. No, but like.
What does that mean? Cap?
Yeah, I was just kidding
We
about
gotta
that part.
watch period.
What would you give up for a man right now? Like, let's say for example, you're into him, he liked you as well.
For like my dream guy.
Dream guy. What would you give up?
Everything.
Your social media, your job. What would you give up for your man right now?
Well, she gave up everything. She said she would turn the
I was
clock
gonna
back
say it
15
would be
years.
like
She
more.
did
What
everything.
wouldn't I give up? And that would be
Yeah.
a better question. What wouldn't I give up?
Instagram.
Like I'm saying, like if you lost education, a job, everything, you went back to 20 years old, fresh out of high school,
if the guy was
etc.
like, if I met my dream guy and he was like, but I don't want you to be a paralegal. I want
Yeah.
you at home. I'd give it up. If he was like, I don't want you on social media. I don't value that. I'd give it up. That's real.
Yeah.
Has anyone in the past ever asked you that before to give up stuff that you didn't want to give up?
No, because I feel like, again, like we've been groomed into this society of like where I'm an independent female,
Yeah, she was listening,
or
bro. She was
you know
like,
the
whatever,
guy
nigga.
doesn't want to take that leadership role to say I don't want I value these things and I want my woman to be this. The guys almost, not to be like sus, but like the guys kind of take this like simp role where they're like, yeah, like it's we're all just stuck in a really weird place, but it's
I think people are
destroying society.
scared to be honest, and obviously that what I just said, right? A lot of women get. This is why a lot of women get angry and fight with me on the show. Literally from what I just told you guys, right? You guys have been very calm and well receiving of it, but a lot of women get angry and they call me a misogynist, an asshole, a sexist, blah blah blah.
Because they've spent their life working
Misogyny.
towards these things.
You're right.
That's
You're right,
everything
yeah.
in their parents, their schooling, their generation, their society, social media, Instagram, everything has told them be an independent female, go to school, get a degree, get a college. That's what's going to make a man want you. And then you get there and you're like, why doesn't nobody want me? I have all these things. I'm educated. I'm smart. Why does he want a 20-year-old bimbo that has a BBL and is that?
And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
but that's what
You
they
do all
want.
that work and you're like, okay, he's gonna appear tomorrow like
For
this,
reals.
but he never shows up.
Yeah.
Or even
Because now
stays.
you're in your mid-30s,
Yeah.
and your competition, and maybe you make more money than him. Maybe you're more educated than him.
Yeah.
You're not on the same level. And even you're kind of. There's so many times I go on dates and stuff. Yeah,
They're
he's
idiots.
great, but I know that we're
Better.
unequally
You're
yoked,
better.
and
And I think that's the difference between like
I'm in a lane of my own.
and that's tough because like when a girl goes on a date with a guy, right, and she's like, okay, I'm smarter than this guy, I make more money than this guy. Like you guys lose attraction. You guys are like, oh my god,
Instant.
And it's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
That's
Fucking good.
weird to think.
right? But like us, we're not like that. Like we can go on a date
We
with a
get
girl
like
that's 19.
Yep.
She's not smart at all. She'll be like, oh well, I haven't really done much. I just live
Yeah.
with my parents. Blah blah.
What do you have?
A guy
10.
will-
She's a 10.
A guy will be excited. He'll be like, okay, I can take you
Low body count.
here. Yeah.
Lots of years.
There you go. That's
Value.
how men think. Yeah.
And if I could go back and understand the value in those things, I would have dated around more. I would have not, like, I feel like girls too, like,
Did you waste your time on like one guy or
that's
something?
the thing.
That was
We
that was
date
a loser.
somebody and we date them for 3 years. Then we date the
Okay.
next person. And
You?
even while you're talking to somebody, as soon as we start, ladies, like, as soon as we start the single ladies, you start to talk to somebody, whatever, it's like we zone out everybody else.
Okay.
We really do.
So were some of those guys like I guess losers, and you gave them too much time?
Or maybe not
And you thought you could
losers,
fix them?
but maybe I passed on winners. So maybe they weren't
okay.
necessarily losers,
Okay.
but they weren't necessarily. I passed on soulmates, 10s, high value men, this and that, trying to let me finish my education first before I have kids. Let me date
All
around.
right.
I don't want to marry my high school. I only dated 2 guys. All
yeah.
these things society tells you to
You got
do.
FOMO.
I
Fear of missing out.
And then
Yeah.
you're 35 years old and you're like, okay, what do I have to, like you said, you might still be able to be attractive, be this, and get a good quality person, but you're going to sacrifice somewhere. They might have kids. They might not make as much money. They might,
Be ugly.
they might be 5'10".
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Yeah, under 6 foot. Yeah.
Hey, how tall are you?
5'6".
But 6 foot is like
Yeah, bro. 6 foot.
like
Oh,
6.
hold on. Question, ladies, real quick. This has been on my mind for so long.
Tell us.
How do you know when someone's 6 feet versus 5'10",
You can
5'11"?
tell. You can tell.
No. Be honest. If you're below
I don't.
5'7", how would you know he's 6 feet or not?
I'm a tall woman.
You
so
know
I
how
can
tall
tell.
you are.
How tall am I?
I can eyeball an eighth, so I'm
the
gonna
mic.
eyeball
No.
6 foot.
How tall am I?
Come on.
No. How tall am I?
Stand up, please.
Yeah, I could probably tell you how tall
I
you
can
are.
tell you
just
how
sitting.
tall you are.
You're
How tall
taller
am
than
I?
me. That's all that matters.
You're sitting down. So
How
could
tall
I
are
know?
y'all?
If we're standing each
Based
other,
on how you're
hold on,
acting, I'm going to say 5'11".
hold
Tell
on.
me.
If
Girl,
we're on
you
a date,
remember
right,
mine.
Okay,
and I'm walking next to you, I guarantee you would not know how tall I am.
I would.
You would only know that I'm
Trust.
taller than you.
I know a 6 foot person when I
There's
see
no
him.
I'm a
ruler
tall
or no
woman.
measurement you can see, huh?
I'm a tall woman.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I'm like
baby. I'm sorry.
5'7", so
If somebody's
that's what I'm
3
saying.
or 4
They're
inches
taller
taller
than
than
you.
And if I wear
You would
the
never know how
heels-
tall they really are.
I would know. I eyeball things all the time.
You telling me you don't know 3
So
inches?
if he was taller
No,
than you,
no,
but
I'm
not
telling you.
exactly 6 feet, you wouldn't go for it. So you're 5'7". You said you're 5'7".
Yeah.
If he's 5'9", you're gonna be like, oh no, he's not 6 feet.
Yeah, I would know he's not 6 foot. Because, okay,
So
guys,
You wouldn't know.
I would know.
You know what's funny?
My ball things.
So,
No, but I know 2 inches from 6 inches.
All right, so typically what I've noticed is the closer the girl is to a 6 foot, the easier it is for her to discern if a
Yes.
guy is going to be 6 foot. So like, if
I
I've
can tell.
when girls are like 5'10", 5'11", they know right away. Yeah, this is.
but no,
We eye
no,
level.
5'7", 5'6", they
Almost,
don't know
with heels on.
what time it
5'7",
is.
you
yeah.
can know.
Bruh.
Trust.
5'7", we looking eye to eye.
Trust.
5'10",
Yes.
that's me with shoes
Thank
on.
you.
A nigga pissed off some McQueens.
Also, keep in mind,
You don't
she
know
said-
what tall
she said-
that nigga
she said
is.
her fiance is 6'4".
is over 6 foot.
So for her, that's an exception,
I
rare.
eyeball it.
But most girls, I agree with you, can't tell. But she knows because her fiance is really tall, so that's how they know. But most girls
eyeball
can't
it.
tell the difference. Being honest, most girls can't. Some can, of course.
If you're 5'2", 5'3", probably no.
I'm telling you, the shorter you are, the harder it is to tell how tall somebody really is.
I would agree.
I'm 5'.
Yeah.
Short girls can't tell.
What was I? Shit, you took me off track, man. I was gonna ask something.
We're talking about her
Being old.
finding a man, feminism.
It's too late.
No,
taking over.
yeah, she talked about it. Oh,
She'll make a
what I was
change.
gonna say
There
for
you go.
for the younger girls here. What are your thoughts on this? Because some of you guys have relationships or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like you, for example, like keep what you got. Like I mean, that's like
Absolutely.
statistically speaking, by the way, like when a girl is in a relationship with a guy that she lost virginity to, those typically tend to have the highest
Soul
marriage
ties,
rates.
yeah. Also,
So-
I feel like it has a lot to do with people see how their parents are raised or come from a background like, I don't want this, I don't want that. And for women, it's scary because it's every woman, I feel like at the end of the day, it's all goes to certainty. You want to be certain that you'll have a nice life, you'll have a house to come home
But
to.
your parents aren't together.
Yeah, exactly, which is what I'm saying. For females,
That's
they
where it
want
came
to.
from for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I want to go to school. I want to make sure that I have everything together. So because my parents were together, I don't want a man or whatever the case is. But
Wait, who's on your arm?
that's my godfather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the tattoo.
Thank you.
wondering.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Not my boyfriend. I'm not crazy. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Interest. Okay. So, anybody have any thoughts on like what she was saying? Agree, disagree? I mean, you have a little bit of experience too. Do you agree, disagree? Would you turn the clock back if you could as well, or
No.
no? Hardcore feminist. Okay, fair enough.
Oh my god.
We have some
No.
questions from the ladies, real quick. Are these from you? Or no?
Yeah, I think it is from them. Yeah. Yeah. So you wouldn't turn the clock back to get another chance to find a guy if you had if I could turn it back. You said you're 32, right?
Yeah.
We go 12 years back, right? And you're 20 years old, and you could find your dream guy. The likelihood would be higher, right? I gave your virginity back and everything. Would you go back in time?
I mean, I guess so, yeah. So
Okay,
correction,
alright.
scratch that in terms of if I had better self-worth
Yeah,
back then.
like you have the knowledge that you have now. I'm
Yes.
Army. After this discussion, you got the knowledge. You know how to get a fucking guy now. You go on a date. You're not with this fucking main character bullshit. You're going in there. How can I add value? The guys are lined up. You can find your dream guy. Would you go back? So you would. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think the younger ladies, man, like take this as a
Lesson learned here.
like a lesson learned. I'm not saying that these ladies are doomed. No, of course not. But
I mean,
you guys are.
I'm
Me
saying
being
it.
brutally honest, you guys, they're not doomed. But you guys are gonna have to absolutely make concessions. That's a fact. You ain't gonna get a 6'3"
They're coming with kids.
multimillionaire.
They're coming with kids at
Like,
least
yeah.
for me. Yeah, I must be a stepmom to somebody somewhere.
They're either gonna come with
Someday.
kids or they'll no kids, but they won't be attractive. They'll be awkward.
Or no dick, or, no
weird.
money,
Yeah,
or
there
no.
you go.
You know,
Something.
not to be crass, but
You're gonna have to give something up, is what it is, right? Like women in their
Or-
30s can find a man, but this is the problem. Once you're in your 30s as a woman, right? You got some experience. You've dealt with men that make money. You've dealt with men that are good looking. You've dealt with men that have the Lambos. You've dealt with men that are top of the line. And it's very difficult to go backwards. That's what I've noticed with girls. If they date a guy that was a multimillionaire before, it is so tough to go to a guy making $100K per year. Because girls tend to be, well, I can do this. I've reached this before. Why the fuck am I settling? So women tend to look at their past relationships as like a barometer of where they can kind of go in the future. But they don't realize that as time passes, it's harder to make that back. So I think the biggest thing I tell girls in their 30s is like, you just pick 2 or 3 really good traits that are non-negotiables. Like maybe he's like, if money's your biggest thing, be content with getting a guy that has money that's ugly or fat. If good looks is your thing, be content with a guy that's gonna have. You might have to work a full-time job. If you want to get as charismatic and charming and loving, be content with the fact that He might not be the best looking, and he might make some money here or there, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. So,
Or you'll have to, if you're not,
Yeah.
you're gonna sacrifice something of yourself as well. That's something like how we were
Yes.
saying before.
Yeah.
So not only do I have to realize that I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to accept somebody with kids or this or something like
Yeah.
that, but I might also have to sacrifice and become a mom. Or
Yeah.
become,
Yeah.
you know, give
Stepmom.
up my career, or become a stepmom,
Or be content with knowing that it's not length and girth, length or girth. You know.
that part. So you know, you gotta. It's just sad. It's a weird place. Yeah. I don't know. Doomed is a tragic word.
No, I
but-
don't want to say. I'm not gonna say doomed. I'm gonna say doomed to find
let's
your
keep it
dream
real,
man.
though.
It's
Yeah,
not. You're doomed to find your dream man, but you can still find a good man. And I think that's where girls like think like, oh, but he's boring.
But you gotta settle though.
Well, hey man, he's not the best looking guy, but he probably won't cheat on you.
Yeah, that's that materialist. Yeah,
for real,
those
that's
are like
the social media.
materialistic.
He'll do it
Those are
strip club, but you won't find
materialistic
out.
aspects.
Yeah, or
of
he'll
it.
pay a hooker on Sundays.
Yeah,
three times a year.
You won't
Who
find
knows?
out, but
yeah, I mean,
Or stay alone and keep searching, and next thing you know, you're like, I'm 35.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Okay, you seem pretty with a good head on your shoulders. What would you advise the young women here?
Good head.
Yeah, we got some girls here that are 18 that are like literally just beginning their lives. What advice would you give them, knowing what you know now and having this discussion?
I would say don't be so afraid to embrace. Like society has kind of, and I'm not like a super. I'm a very pro women. Get your education, get your money, take care of yourself, all of those things. But I feel like one major mistake that I made along the way was putting my value in my education, putting my value, and not to say those things are invaluable, but if I would have had the self-worth that I had now, then I didn't, you know, and I sat there and I kept thinking, but when I
look at her. Yeah, tell her.
when I find a husband, when I get an education, when I lose the weight, when I when I become a lawyer, when I do all these things, I'll feel worthy. And I think if I would have had that self-worth then, I could have not been so afraid of being traditional. Like, it's almost like society has groomed us to feel like if we accept a traditional role that we have to negate our independence and we have to negate our education. And I would say my advice to you guys would be that you can have both of the things are valuable, and you don't have to put all your value and all of your time. Time is.
And you said you're from Buffalo, right?
I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. The Northeast is like literally like, dude. Then feminism and indoctrination and liberalism is huge in the Northeast. I grew up in Connecticut, so not too far from you. And you're right there on the border of Canada, which is even more woke. So, yeah, I mean, they push education in the Northeast crazy on everybody, you know. So, did anybody else have anything they want to add or say something to this discussion? I don't know. I think it's been a good discussion, but
It's been a great discussion.
It's been a great
Thank
discussion.
you.
I think you'll find someone.
Anybody have anything? No.
100%.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Pretty chill show today.
Okay.